What kind of leadership lessons can you learn from the Masters Golf Tournament? Well, I'm going to tell you what, coming up right now. Welcome everyone, Michael Finley here with another episode of Leadership Roll Call, where we give you tips, suggestions, and recommendations on how you can become a more effective leader. Thank you for joining us. So you might wonder why I'm wearing a green pullover and I've got this yellow flag in the background. Well, it's the Masters Golf Tournament week this week, and I had the privilege of attending one of the days during the tournament. It's a fantastic experience. This tournament is held in Augusta, Georgia, and it's been held since 1934. Great golfers such as Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, even Tiger Woods have won it multiple times. It's a great experience to go to. And while I was there, my mind was wondering, like it often does, of what kind of leadership lessons can we learn from the Masters Golf Tournament. So before we get started, I've got a question for you. Is there someone, something, or somewhere that triggered a leadership lesson for you, that where you weren't expecting it? If that happened, please put it in the comments section below. I'd love to hear your story. So what sort of leadership lessons can we learn from the Masters Golf Tournament? Well, number one is aligning expectations. We know that leaders need to align expectations with their employees so they understand what is expected of them. Well, the Masters Golf Tournament is no different. Just like in their book, their spectator guide, they align expectations and they let the patrons know that are attending what is expected of them. Cameras and phones are not allowed. Some golf tournaments allow this, not at the Masters. Also, professional respect is expected at the golf tournament. They align those expectations and they let the patrons know that it is expected of them. As a matter of fact, if you are caught with a phone at the tournament, you will be escorted out. That's how serious they are. But they let you know up front so that there's no surprises. So aligning expectations is one of the leadership lessons you can learn from the Masters Golf Tournament. Secondly, you can see a tremendous work ethic while you're there. Now, everyone knows a leader needs to have a great work ethic. Well, you can see it from the participating golfers. When you get there early, you can see them on the driving range practicing their skills before they play their round. And then even after their round, after they're done, they still might go out on the driving range to work out some things. So a work ethic is also a leadership skill you can learn while you're attending the Masters. The third leadership skill you can learn is adapting to change. Now, while I was there, it got pretty chilly in the morning, but it warmed up, so they have to adapt to the weather. It was also quite breezy there, so their shots vary because of the wind, so they have to adapt to each hole and the wind conditions on that particular hole. They also have to adapt if their shot is under the trees or on the pine straw. They have to adapt to the lie of the golf ball. Golfers are continually adapting to whatever the circumstances are, much like a leader needs to adapt to change. So adapting to change is another leadership lesson you can learn from the Masters. Now, fourth is calmness under pressure. A leader needs to be calm under pressure, much like a participating golfer at the Masters. Usually the one that's the most calm under pressure is going to be the one that wins. So calmness under pressure is another lesson you can learn. Another leadership lesson you can learn is teamwork. Now you might be saying, wait a second, now at a golf tournament it's an individual sport, and you are correct. But if you listen to some interviews for some key golfers, they will say that we saw this and we saw that. They're referring to their caddy. That is part of their team. Now you might hear some golfers that will blame their caddy for giving them the wrong yardage or something. But the most professional golfers are the ones that use we as part of their team and use teamwork as a leadership lesson. And lastly, you can learn professionalism from the Masters. You see it throughout the tournament. You see it from the attitude of the staff that is organizing the tournament. You see it from the cleanliness of the grounds there. You even see it from the golfers themselves to one another, and you see it from the patrons, how they respect the other players. They never boo a player for doing bad. They respect the players, and you see that professionalism throughout the tournament. So a leadership lesson you can learn from the Masters is professionalism. As a leader, we need to constantly look for lessons that we can learn to get better as a leader. Doesn't matter where we are or who we're with, we can always try to look for a lesson that we can learn to get better as a leader. I hope this brief overview was beneficial to you. If this is your first time here, I ask that you please consider subscribing. And if you have a comment about this topic or any topic that you would like to see in the future, please put it in the comment section below. Until next time, good luck with looking for a leadership lesson.